wasn't her tone. Her message is dumb. Blue collar worker is not mediocrity. It's necessary. Go ask the Hispanics if they're going to give up on blue collar work. But if you listen to what she was saying, she wasn't associating the mediocrity only with blue collar work. She was associating it with the behavior and mindset. And the truth of the matter is, if we want to be honest, and I'll say from my experience, being in the school system, being growing up where I grew up, a lot of times we are looking to do the least and expect the most. And that's just, like I said, I can just speak from my experience. A lot of times, even if you look at where you got doing the things that you did, would you say you worked a lot harder than the other people around you in order to create the opportunities that you got to get where you're at?
Is that a direct question you asked?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what she was pointing out is when you do stuff like that, that's not mediocrity. Mediocrity is just average, right? Most people are average. That's what make them average. Most people fall in that average group. What she said is that she wants us to move from that mindset of doing just enough. Like, even if you're a bus driver, is that work necessary? Absolutely. But I also think you can have a bigger vision outside of that. Not just saying that if you're going to be a bus driver, cool, do that. But what is your vision beyond just being a bus driver? Just like me, what is my vision beyond just being, a teacher? So I think that was the more so of what she was getting at, that people wasn't listening to. They was taking it personally because what they call it, a hit dog holler. Mm-hmm. And it's just true. A lot of us do not try to push ourselves beyond a capacity that's going to make us uncomfortable to be better.
And you know what? I want to
do all of that though. At the end of the day, like, to force somebody to work harder and make more money, and they might not want to do that. Like, you can't, force somebody into living a lifestyle that you want to live. And John Henry syndrome, you can have somebody working themselves to death like that.
But that was her point. If you wasn't going to, she said, that's fine. If that's your capacity or your level of ability, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But for her personal standards, you need to have a bigger vision. And that's okay. I want a man that's going to have a bigger vision. Yes, drive that bus. But at some point, I want your vision to be, let's work towards owning that bus. Let's work towards getting that fleet. Whether that person actually gets there or not, it's just the mindset and the action behind trying to work beyond just saying, all I'm going to do is just this.
I think a lot of times in our community, especially, we forget about the sacrifices that it takes to make things happen and what you have to forego. Like, if you first generation making money for a family, it's a good chance you're gonna be absent. So now your kids is gonna miss out on you, or your spouse is gonna miss out on you. I think one of the largest divorce rates is with police because they go home so much and they bring the trauma from home with them. Or longshoremen or people going those Antarctica things. When you separate yourself chasing money, you might lose the thing that you was trying to hold on to the most. Sometimes men have the foresight to see, like, this not gonna work out because of that. It's things that just chasing after the bag all the time can prevent you from getting. I'm not saying be broke, but I'm also saying it's got to be some type of healthy medium that you can reach if that's not your ideal. Because at the end of the day, it's so many Gucci shirts you can buy. It's only so many cars you can have. It's only so many houses you can live in. It's like, at what point does somebody say I'm content? Like, and it's just saying, like, in this day and age, a lot of the women online and men have bought into this too, is I'm just gonna keep grinding. I'm gonna work as hard as possible and I'm gonna keep working.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either.
Like that. Good luck with that, bro. Like,
but so I think that there again, you're absolutely right. But I think that too goes with the compatibility, because there are women who don't want that, Marcus. I think that's what we get. We can't force people to have the mindset that we have. There are women who are okay with it, like, oh, I want my husband to be home. I just want to work this 9 to 5 so he can come home. I'm okay living this lifestyle. You
That's
know,
not the majority of what women are saying online.
No. Online, you're absolutely right. Online, majority, because that's a small group of people. That's everybody's not online saying that. That's a small group of people. It's just a loud few. But right. But even if they say that, we cannot force, like that's like what AP said when it comes to the baby mama. I have a child. I can't force you to want me and my kid. I can't, and I won't. You know, when people talk, you have to listen to them. You cannot force people to be in situations that they don't want to be in. Period. We can talk about it all day, but at the end of the day, people have to choose what is best for them.
So what's going to happen? What's going to happen with most of our women is choosing what's best for them and be single. Because what's best for them in their mind is never.
And that's what men don't understand about women. Women, if the choice is choose a man that I don't want over being single, they're going to probably choose being single. Even if it means being single for the rest, and they'll make the best out of it. They may be unhappy, but they may still choose singles because to them, that still beats waking up to somebody I just don't want to wake up to.
Inez, you co-signing this?
Inez, we literally
I'm sorry. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Inez, I knew. I was like, what's the name that everybody calls her?
You co-signing this? Because if so, I gotta agree with AP again. I'm switching sides.
I don't. And like here's where I think like a huge disconnect is, right? Like women will say, I want the man who works 9 to 5 and comes home for dinner, and expect that man to bring in the type of income of the man who's working 80 hours a week. I think women are either not clear on what they want, or they don't understand the repercussions of what they want, like the reality of the man that they envision in their head, right? Like, I think I tend to agree with a lot of the men that talk about like a lot of women are stuck in fairy tale land because that guy who works 9 to 5, who isn't putting in those extra hours, is not buying you a closet full of Gucci bags, right? And the guy who is not going to be around, right? And so, yes, women have their standards. Yes, women are leaving marriages in pursuit of like, you know, I'd rather be happy and whole, right? But I think at the same time, women aren't happy single. They're not, right? But I think that like what Marcus is talking about and Shan, what you're talking about, I think they're two really big extremes. And I think if people kind of move towards the middle a little bit more, we'd see a lot more marriages. Like you're never gonna get 100% of your wish list. Like no matter how amazing that person is, they're always gonna have a flaw. They're always gonna have a fault. Even if it comes 5-10 years into a relationship, like there's always something you don't like about that person. That goes for your best friend. That goes for your family members. Like your partner is not exempt from that, right? And so this idea of seeking out perfection when you are not perfect yourself, I think is like this wild thing that's happening for men and women.